Hi, I am actually going to try to post up videos on YouTube and really try to get some different followers and stuff. I know I've posted a few, but a lot of times it's kind of, in ways it's for myself. I mean, I want to get viewers and stuff, but I just haven't really had direction or push to make videos. But it's something I'd really like to get started into. It's something me and my two friends want to get into and then proceed to get into together. I've just been watching a ton of videos right now on YouTube. My favorite being Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning channel. And I've been watching them obsessively, and I'm like, can I just please do this? And so I really want to do this. I want to entertain people and make people laugh and give people inspiration and so on and so forth. So today, and I've been actually making videos and then just not posting them because either I look like poop or I just don't really know where I want to go with it. But I was telling two of my friends the other day about two stories from when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I guess I had some pent-up aggression. I don't really understand where it came from. I know I was also a very anxious child though, so as I got older I realized people could actually fight back, I guess, and or I could get in trouble by adults, and I hated the thought of adults being mad at me. So the aggression toned down as I got older, at least actual me acting out on it. But okay, so the first time I was probably, I don't know, I want to say 5, maybe 4, and at my dad's house there was a place kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese, except it had no games. It was just a humongous play gym for kids, and it had little kid areas and a whole basketball / soccer arena in there, and workout areas for adults. It was this really cool place, honestly better than Chuck E. Cheese. Forget about tickets and the crappy prizes. This was the place to be. And honestly there wasn't a whole lot to do at my dad's growing up. It's kind of not a lot of stuff. It's just kind of roads and Walmarts. I hung out a lot at Walmart as a kid, and parks and stuff. But so this place was freaking amazing. So me and my dad, I used to make him come into the area with me because I mean adults I guess could come in. No one ever talked to adults who did. And again, I was probably 4 or 5 when this happened. So there was this huge ball pit. I remember it was an Olympic sized ball pit, but I doubt that that's what it really was. And me and my dad would always try to separate the ball pit balls, and basically a lot of kids would join in because wouldn't that be awesome to organize a whole ball pit by colors? We'd have blue in one corner, red in another corner, green in one corner, yellow in the other corner. I think there was orange that we'd put in the middle then. So a lot of kids would help out, and a lot of times I'd be okay with it. And I'm because I didn't really have friends at my dad's house, so this was a nice way to interact with kids, but then still feel I wasn't ignoring my dad because I had a lot of kind of that weird anxiety about making him feel bad, which I know he never would. But so but then after a while I'd sometimes get jealous because I was why do these kids get to hang out with us and why do I have to share my time? So there was the ball pit was in the middle of the huge play gym thing, and I remember for some reason my dad was still in the ball pit. I was on the other side of the net, and there was a boy in the ball pit, and I had already decided I didn't like this kid, but I was okay, whatever. So I don't know what I was saying to him. We started talking between the net, and he ended up calling me a stupid girl, which just even at the time I guess I knew I was going to be a feminist one day or something, because I proceeded to get really angry, and I guess I told him at first don't call me that, and he kept calling me stupid girl, stupid girl. So I know at one point I did manage to have a ball pit ball on the other side of the net and tried to fling it, but honestly I don't remember how I got back in the ball pit. I don't know if my little 4 to 5 year old mind snapped and well, the lighting just changed. I don't really know why, because there's like legitimately no need for that. Whatever. But my little mind like seemed to snap because I don't remember going back into the ball pit. I think my rage blocked it out. But next thing you know, I am pelting this kid with ball pit balls until he's cowering under the little steps to the one exit of the ball pit, and my dad had to forcibly remove me from said ball pit. And he was like crying and stuff. And I mean, they were just ball pit balls. Like he really, I don't know, maybe the stupid girl scared him. I don't know, but and I don't like condone that violence. Like I know, heaven for, like I wouldn't want my kid to not be able to stand up for themselves, but I wouldn't really want to like condone that violence if I had a kid. But at the time, like, and I was telling my friends this story, and they were like laughing because like just I'm not like, I haven't ever been in an altercation since I've gotten older like that. I mean, I've like yelled at people, but I've never like, I'm not someone who normally gets physical. Like I act like I could, but I probably couldn't. That's the thing. So then the second time was when I was probably like 7 or so, and at my mom's house there's this big play gym. It's like this humongous castle, and it's really tall and stuff, and you could just spend hours like either in the castle or in the play gym area around it. And my stepdad and my mom would take me and my stepsister there when we were kids, and this was before they got married and stuff. But you could like look out, like the play gym area was like, playground area was all like fenced in, but you could like, if you were at the top of the castle, you could like look out and see everything, and like you were inside a castle. Like it wasn't like some like what play gyms kind of are nowadays. It's like this wooden monstrosity of a castle. So I was up there and I looked out the window and I panicked, again, anxious child, because I didn't see my mom or stepdad, and I was kind of like, oh gosh, did they leave without me? Like what happened? Where are they? And all of a sudden I hear like this voice behind me, and I turn and the voice says, did the baby lose her mommy? And I was like, who is this kid? What? And I like turn around, and there's a boy. He's a little bit bigger than me, and his gaggle of like 8-year-old friends. I don't know when this like 8-year-olds develop little gangs, but here he is, and he's like teasing me, and they're like laughing, and I walk up to him and I take both my hands again. I guess I just, little Carly snapped. And again, like I grew up with 2 boys. I never got into physical altercations with them. Like I don't know where this, like these bouts of rage, pure rage came from. But I took both my hands and I shoved him to the ground like really hard, and he falls to the ground, and he doesn't like hit his head or anything. He just lands on his butt. And his friends are like, you can't do that. And like, this is like, because parents weren't up at the top of this castle. Like they didn't climb up here. So this is like Lord of the Flies kid anarchy. So I don't know why they thought, like, if you thought you could pick on me, I don't know why you thought I couldn't do that. So he's sitting there, his friends are like, you can't do that. And I go, I just did. Little like 7-year-old me, I just did. And like they all just like stare at me, and I had this, I guess this is when I started to realize like people can potentially like retaliate to you standing up for yourself. So this pure fear then enters me, and there was this, at the top of the castle was this large dark tunnel slide, which when I was really little I was terrified of, but this large dark tunnel slide, and there was a line of kids all lined up to go down this thing. I proceed to cut in line in front of every single child as they're trying to like get to me. Like they start trying to chase me. I cut in line, get into the slide all the way down this big curvy dark slide, and get out at the bottom, and like made it off like scot-free kind of thing. Like I don't even know. And again, I don't know where that, like, I mean, I guess I really didn't like people picking on me, and I guess like I don't know who per se, like I don't think my parents ever, like at that age, like I guess they probably did tell me like don't let people pick on you, but I don't know where like this like I have to stand up for myself like kind of thing came from. And it was just so like obviously as a child I didn't like being called a stupid girl or a baby, and And when it came to my parents, I was really friggin' serious. So yeah, that's just like 2 stories of me like standing up for myself. And as I got older, I mean, I did at times, I guess, stand up for myself. I tended to stick up for other people, but it never came to like physical altercations. I just don't understand where those came from. So yeah, if you have similar stories like your 5-year-old self, like standing up for yourself and just being ridiculous, you can send a comment, leave a comment. Again, I don't condone that kind of, like, I would not want my kid pushing people, but like, I stood up for myself. Like, I felt the need to do something. And again, no one was hurt. Like, I was, again, like 5 and 7. But again, I don't condone that violence. They're just really like kind of funny stories of me and like a little insight to my childhood. So if you have any stories like that where no one was seriously hurt and it was purely for standing up for yourself, you weren't being a bully, let me know. I'm gonna put this up on my Tumblr too, which is carlyandthechocolateFactory.tumblr.com. Carly spelled with an I-E. And if you guys, I don't know if anyone really watches, but I did change my YouTube channel name to, instead of just Carly S, it's Carl Stay in the House Carl. Stay capitalized _, in the same line and with no space, _house _capital Carl. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm a Walking Dead fan. So those are just some of the changes and a little story about myself. Hopefully I can start kind of getting a little community and reach out to people and all that fun stuff. So have a great night. I'm going out to trivia with some friends, so we're gonna have some fun and be safe. And same with you guys. Have fun, be safe. Hit me up. Bye.